We crossed the plaza just before rain. Lamps switch on like patient saints. A child chase a red balloon. The sky practices being wine. Benches keep our earlier arguments. Carved initials under peeling paint. We sit and forgive in fragments. Each word a leaf choosing the ground. Your laugh returns first like a sparrow. Then mine arrives carrying bread. We feed the evening to each other and call it dinner for two. A violinist stitches the corners. The square becomes soft pocket. We drop our worries in and lose them like coins we don't need back. By the time rain finally begins, it's too late to be sad. We share one umbrella and space, and the light keeps falling around us.
Oh, yeah. Ba-da-da-da, ba-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Orange leaves drift past neon kiosks and palms. We walk slow as the buskers change their songs. Paper cups, steaming cafe con leche on our lips. Your scarf untangles like a ribbon from the wind. Newsstands blink, ghost write commas in the sky. I count the stones between your steps and mine. A tram sighs and the city answers in brass. You whisper, Ekadarnos, and the clocks relax. We slip through terrazas with wicker chairs. Chalkboard menus tilted like tilted moons. A bottle of Rioja glows like a small fireplace. We pour the evening into simple glasses. Hands warm, pockets of cinnamon air. Oh, laughter of strangers like sparrows in a tree. Your eyes, brown gold, match the street lights. We let them lead us lamp to lamp. Later on La Rambla, the wind turns gentle. Autumn becomes a coat around our shoulders. We carry the city the way you carry a book. Open to the page where we first met. Steam curls up like script on the window. Your breath adds a second signature. We sit where the corner knows our names. Two chairs that remember our way. Barista hums a fragment of flamenco. Milk swirls like clouds over Granada. You break sugar, a soft snowfall. I stir the light into the dark. Outside, leaves spin like coaster. Inside, silver spoons keep time. We pass a pastry back and forth. Cinnamon freckles our smiles. You say October tastes like almonds. I say it tastes like your mouth after coffee. The street says nothing, only glows. And even the rain keeps its distance. We agree to be here and nowhere else to practice the art of staying. Your hand finds mine under the table, and the whole cafe becomes a fireplace.
A kettle whispers the hour, not noon, not evening. The in-between where cafes glow and October writes cursive on the air. You slide into the booth, I slide into the sentence you began. The window paints your cheek with trees. Sugar packets line up like little books. We order something that arrives, glowing cups, fog in our glasses, steam making halos of our hair. We become saints of small rest. A napkin catches a poem by accident. Bring a coffee around a word, we need it. We pass it back and forth until it dries, then pocket it like a found coin. The cafe door rings for everyone. Each time a different weather enters. A coat with rain, boots with leaf dust. We catalog the seasons like librarians. When the light bends to a silk ribbon, we tie it to our wrist and leave. Walk 3 blocks to a wine bar that smells like cedar and save stories. The list reads like a geography of warmth. Valleys, hillsides, silent towns. We choose a bottle named after wind and pour ourselves a little geography too. The bartender tells us where it grew. We tell him where our wheat grew thin. There's a nod for both kinds of soil and a refill for both kinds of thirst. By closing, the bottles glow like lanterns. We stand in their light just long enough, then step back out where maple steam becomes breath, becomes sky, becomes us. Walking home slowly with the key of night. Orange trees guard the narrow streets, their perfume a rumor of summer. We walk through arches of warm stone like doorways into kinder hours. A tableau exhales, guitar in palms. Our steps echo, learning the rhythm. We don't dance, but our shadows do, swaying through tiled courtyards. A wine bar with a tired blue sign, copa de tinto, small plate of olives. We talk in little lighted sentences, each one a candle on the table. You say the world is kinder in Spanish. I say your name proves it true. We practice our vowels on each sip and get them sweetly wrong together. When midnight leans in like a friend, we promise to keep the secret that love can be quiet as prayer and loud as heels on wood.
The sign says open and but whispers rest. A grain of wood worn smooth by nights like this. Barstools line like quiet red punctuation, commas we can sit on as long as we need it. The door closes the city out gently. We keep a little of it anyway. Leaves caught in laces, cool on the backs of our hands. The bartender pours a crimson that listens, flashes a grin that says, take your time. Our reflections climb the bottles behind. 2 stories told in a language of glass. You lean into the lamp's warm circle. Coin of light on the table becomes the sun. We orbit with easy gravity, no math, just motion. I ask what the wind said while you walked here. You say it told you to forgive Thursday, to phone your mother to buy pears when pears look red. kind of laugh that mends hinges. Swing the door of the week open again. Let it creak, let it be honest. Oil comes later, or not at all. When the song in the corner widens, notes falling like slow maple, we let them land on our shoulders. A shoal of sound, soft and sure outside the cafe, 2 doors down, dim, stacking chairs like folded swans. We promise to start there tomorrow. Toast with espresso to everything gentle. For now the wine bar holds us, Barstools patient as grandparents. We are the last 2 guests to learn the secret. Autumn is not an ending, but a deepening, and love is the brave, quiet way down, quiet way down. We order one of everything that glows, pie that has like golden weather, anchovies a taste of brave seas, tomatoes whispering summer's last secret. You pass me a fork like an oath, I return a napkin crown. We raise our glasses to tiny plates and the art of small happiness. A chalkboard changes its mind, adding one more dish for luck. The waiter laughs when we clap, as if we've seen a magic trick outside the street. Turns twilight, lamps teach it gently word by word. We speak in olives and bread and understand everything. When the bill arrives like a feather, we fold it into a paper bird. Let it fly toward the register and keep the evening for ourselves. Soft fog laces the port in silver, boats write their names on the air. We lean on a railing of cold song and answer with warm hands. Your coat is a small traveling room, I step inside and we are 2 lamps. The city becomes a dim gallery, every footstep framed in gold. We duck into a cafe off a side street, tiles gleam like wet postcards. We sign the window with our breaths and keep the signature secret. The waiter knows our usual now, 2 cups, 1 plate, 1 seat. We share the spoon like a vow, that sweetness is better divided. When the fog loosens its knot, we leave with pockets of steam. Barcelona lifts her soft veil and smiles at our stolen heat.
The record shop hums in burgundy, dust dances in the cone of light. We flip through cover art like seasons and stop on a song about rain. Outside a wine bar with brick bones, Merlot keeps the tempo slow. We slip a track into our talk and our pauses learn to sing. You say the saxophone understands, I say the bass knows. Patience, we drink until the groove is ours and the night spins smooth. Later, Grand Via sparkles like a river, taxis like little comets. We walk home carrying the silence and the good weight of a bottle. On your stoop I hand you side A. You promise to safe side B for the after rain of us. Citrus hangs like lanterns above us. The market sleeps, but the scent remains. You peel an orange with slow devotion and feed the moon to my mouth. The riverbed park cradles our steps. Bikes ring like silver bells. We find a bench that believes in love and sit until it believes us. A couple skates past like a rumor. We pretend they're our future selves. Still circling, still laughing, still sharing what's simple and round. We choose a wine the color of dust, toasting the bright and the bruised. Valencia hums a warm vowel. We sing it back, 2 notes low. When the oranges only peel and memory, you tuck the rind behind my ear and say, for luck, and I am.
San Sebastian fastens the sea to the street. Bars glitter with toothpick constellations. We make a map of what we'll try, then lose our way on purpose. Anchors of bread hold tender surprises. Peppers like small green comets. We pass each bite like a message, decrypted by tongue and smile. Rain sows the corners of the night. Umbrellas open like black flowers. We stand in the doorway, tasting waves. Salt tucked behind your laugh. I sign your wrist with the napkin ring. You crown my hair with oil. We look ridiculous and perfect. The bartender salutes our kingdom. Later the sea repeats our names, teaches the rocks our secrets. We promise to return when we can, and meanwhile, taste carefully. Corks pop like polite fireworks. Leaves answer with paper applause. We pour bubbles into the afternoon, and the afternoon pours back. Your coat pocket hides 2 flutes. Mine hides a note that says stay. We choose to obey both messages and sit on the steps like royals. A brass band happens 3 streets away. We dance without standing, toes tapping a Morse code of joy. Your shoulder, my favorite instrument. We toast to things that sparkle. Your eyes, the sidewalks, the future. The exact way October says hello, as if it's been here all along. When the bottle shows its bones, we keep the cork like a planet. A tiny world we once held, spinning between us still. Sunset shakes cinnamon over the bay. The wind salts our lips with history. We lean where fishermen tell stories and listen without needing facts. A cafe with flaking turquoise turquoise paint, espresso black as cathedral doors. We dip pastries into the evening and keep the sugar on our tongues. Gold stitch laughter into white sails, bow like gentlemen. You lift your hair like a curtain, and the stage becomes your smile. We split a sherry like a hymn, ancient, warm, and precise. You read the label in a whisper, I memorize your voice instead. Night ladders down to our feet, each rung another reason to stay, to kiss, to believe in salt and cinnamon love.
Stone remembers everyone who loved here. Alleys where there's shadows like shawls. You trace an arch with your finger, and I walk through your gesture. The cafe is narrow as a secret. Two stool, we drink like monks of sweetness. Careful, grateful, slow. Doorways collect autumn in pocketfuls. Dried flowers, lost buttons of light. We step over the thresholds kindly, as if they could feel our feet. A wine bar hides inside a clockmaker. Time becomes something to sip. We toast to small repairs, to gears that find their rhythm. When the bell rings, we don't leave. We let hours fall around us like leaves we'll read later. Pressed between pages of kiss. The alley wears terracotta like armor. Balconies lean in to listen. We whisper stories we haven't lived yet and believe them enough to begin. A kettle sings in a back room. Steam sketches halos above cups. We choose the table by the cracked tile, where luck escapes and returns. Your hand travels the map of mine, finding cities I forgot to build. We place a wine glass on each capital and declare the borders open. Neighbors pass like brief chapters. Dogs translate the afternoon. We underline the best lines with crumbs and soft laughter. By night, the alley is a fireplace, embers of windows glowing. We walk home warm from within. Terracotta hearts unbreakable. Yeah, yeah, da 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 da. Yeah, 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 yeah. Sea stack, stack, blue upon blue. Go staple sky to water. We climb to a terrace of limes and let the island slow us. A cafe balances on the cliff. stone. We promise what we can keep, to return, to forgive, to watch the sea unfasten the day.
Orange blossoms rehearse spring in secret. Fountains memorize the gentle parts. We cross a courtyard stitched with blue and step into a softer season. A cafe hides beneath bougainvillea. Petals tap the rim of your cup. You drink a flower and laugh, and the courtyard learns your tune. In a quiet wine bar off the mosque, arches stack their patient echoes. We speak softly to keep them whole and listen to what returns. You tell me your almost prayers, I tell you my nearly braveries. We trade them like postcards and promise to post the rest. When evening folds its linen, we carry the scent like a vow. Cordova says hasta luego, and we answer sí, nos vemos. Hill wears stories like armor and lace. Palaces breathe in a language of stone. We climb into history's lantern light and find our names still new. You turn and the arch frames you. Shadows braid your hair with time. Your honey eyes keep the warmth that the sun forgot to take down. In a cafe with clay cups, we stir memory into milk. The spoon clinks a small prayer for ordinary holy days. A wine bar glows like a reliquary. Ryborough pausing in ruby. We drink to the things that last, and to us who try. When the city unbuttons its lights, we walk slow back to now. Alhambra hums behind us like a blessing we can carry.
Like trees learning Latin. Stained glass pours forest on our faces. We stand in a pause shaped like wonder and give thanks in our clumsy way. Outside a cafe keeps faith with sugar. Spoons ring like small bells. Share a tart that glows like sunset, and forgive every earlier mistake. Later, a wine bar near the corner. Cava laughs in quiet pearls. We talk about impossible futures until they don't feel impossible. October tucks us into its pocket. Warm lint, 2 coins, a key. We belong to the code of the day and to each other easily. Night writes its slow graffiti. We add our names in breath on the window that knows our faces and goes on holding them. Trains arrive like sentences finished. Departures like promises begun. We stand in the greenhouse, heart palms forgiving the rails, their steel. A cafe drifts along the platform. We sip time in paper cups. Your suitcase leans like an old friend. Mine pretends to be brave before your train. One last wine bar, a pour the color of turning leaves. We toast to arrivals in disguise, and to the traveling we keep announcements fold and unfold like napkins on a busy table. We say goodbye 3 different ways and mean all of them forever. When your window becomes a mirror, I see myself still smiling. Atocha holds the afterglow until I can carry it home.
Leaves draft soft letters to the curb. We read them with our shoes slow and short. The cafe door sighs, a pale bell rings, and warmth folds around our shoulders. A barista draws a heart in foam. You took the cup, the heart keeps swimming. We talk about the clocks changing back, about saving light and spending time. Outside, a cyclist braves the cold inside. Teaspoons ring like small moons. I trace steam on the window, a lazy river. You add a boat that looks like us. The playlist murmurs a fall pop melody. Easy chords like knitwear on the ears. We lean until our elbows touch, and the day becomes a fireplace. You say rest can be a promise. I say love keeps it like a vow. We practice both without a deadline, letting quiet do the heavy lifting. Later street flickers amber, a bus exhales, someone laughs. We linger past the need to October, nodding at our patience. When we stand, the chairs remember us, and the door gives us back to the air. We step into the evening hand in hand, carrying light, the cup left in our palms.
A corner table holds a private season, beyond the plan and the chip white pot. We set down 2 books, 2 phones face down, and let the room decide our pace. Autumn presses its face to the glass, cheekbones of light, freckles of rain. You tuck your scarf like a small secret, I tuck your name behind my teeth. The cafe smells like nutmeg and hope. Someone sketches lyrics on a napkin. We don't interrupt their song or ours. We just breathe until the words arrive. You ask me where calm begins, I point to your wrist under, to the slow river of your pulse, to the way silence makes room for us. A couple shares a single pastry, powdered sugar divided evenly. We share the rest of our afternoon. No knife needed, no measure when the light thins to honey. We move to the window for the show. Leaves drift like spare commas, and our story keeps writing itself. The bill is a feather, easy to live. We had a note, keep this corner for the next pair, learning to rest for us when we circle back.
The wine bar opens like a soft velvet book. We find a page with a candle stain, settle in as if we've always been here. 2 bookmarks finally reunited. A server brings a red that tastes of roofs, warm tile and faraway fires. We sip and let the room slow to a hush, like a record dropping its needle. Outside, the wind rehearses winter. Inside, we practice staying tender. You tell me a truth you say for dust. I hold it with both hands. A melody threads the background, not loud but certain of itself. We rest our heads against the same wall, and the wall learns our names. You whisper, love is a long exhale. I answer in a long inhale back. We breathe the rest of the evening without needing anything to happen. When the candle shortens to a star, we pocket its final spark and promise to return whenever loud days need to be quieted by a glass and us. The park wears a sweater of leaves. Benches hold the afternoon like tea. We walk until the chill says stop, then follow it into the nearest cafe. Your cheeks keep the autumn, a soft red, the room seems built to match. We share soup that fogs our thoughts and listen to rain finger the awning. I say love feels like a porch light. You say rest feels like letting it burn, so someone can find the door again, even if it's only us. A song about November drifts by. We hum the parts we don't know, inventing a chorus made of glances and sugar stirred into warmth. Later we wander to a quiet bar, wood shelves amber with history. A small pour becomes a long evening. A long evening becomes a soft bed of hours. By closing time, the city is gentle. We are lanterns walking each other home. Every step easy, every word slow. The air keeping our promise in gold.
Neon dims to a comfortable dusk. The door latch clicks like a metronome. We slip into the hush of bottles, labels turning like old friends. Two stools, one slow bartender, a playlist of late pop confessions. You rest your head on my shoulder, and the day surrenders its edges. He pours something that tastes like leaves, wood smoke, pear, and a line of rain. We hold the glass as if it were fragile news and decide it's all good. We speak about work the way tides speak, in and out small shells of detail, then let the ocean quiet itself, letting rest have the floor. Your hand finds the back of mine, a steady chord in a room of minor keys. I press back and the song resolves, not loudly but true. By the time lights bright and for closing, we have nothing left to prove. Only a walk through cool streets and a bed that knows our names.
Morning arrives with patient light. We claim a cafe like a sanctuary. Order the kind of breakfast that lingers, and read until language loosens. Pages turn, cups empty and refill. I underline a sentence with a crumb. You fall asleep upright for a minute. I keep watch as if it were holy. Autumn drifts past with a soft agenda. Do less, breathe colors faded but intact like an old coat. I hum harmony under my breath. You smile without waking fully. Later we move to the back table where a plant leans over our plans. We make none except to be here and to touch when words fall short. By afternoon, calm feels ordinary, which feels like a miracle in disguise. We leave a note for future selves. Remember how rest tasted like cinnamon. We choose a window seat for its theater. Street scenes in slow motion, coats pulled close, dogs proud of their jobs. Autumn practicing its final bow. Inside the room is all soft clink and drift. A barista drawing constellations in milk. We map them to our small universe. Orion near your coffee, Lyra near mine. Love lives in these tiny ceremonies. You handed me the warmer cup, me guarding your scar from the chair back. Both of us keeping time with spoons. We talk about nothing with devotion. Miniature weather, the color of the sky, how the light makes everything forgivable, even the ways we've been tired. A song goes, a paper airplane, a melody. It lands on our table, we unfold it, find the words stay written 4 times. We do until the letters glow. When we finally stand, the glass holds our breath. 2 ovals fading slow. We leave them there like signatures and go home in their shade.
The wine bar feels like velvet sung low. Dark wood, quiet lamps, gentle hands. We sit in the middle of warmth and listen to the soft machinery of evening. The musician stitches notes into the air, subtle thread that never pulls. We drink a deep breath that tastes of patience and let our shoulders relax. You tell me about your weekend, small frames. I nod and keep the borders steady here. Nothing spills where it shouldn't. Even tears have a soft place to land. We toast to autumn for the 1000th time, to love for the ordinary rescue, to rest for arriving without applause, to this chair, this glass, this side. Close to midnight, the room thins to whispers. We thank the music with our eyes, button our coats against a friendly chill, and step into a street that forgives. The night is velvet outside too. We keep keep its rhythm home, unrushed, unbroken, unfancy, exactly the size of us. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Tea first, then wine and water. Each pour a little ceremony. Each steam, each swirl, each quiet, teaching us how to keep the pace. The cafe's clock forgets its job, or we forget to ask it. Either way, hours fold like napkins, neat, soft, easy to carry. We speak about future autumns, not as plans but invitations. A porch, a playlist, a bowl of apples, your laughter thrown across the room. When evening edges in, we change rooms from cafe to bar without haze. A corner of bottles, low-lit glass, the day exhaling through a chord. You say love is a slow pour too, not a splash, not a flood. I say yes and we practice, hand over hand, minute by minute. By the time the street lights bloom, we are full without being heavy, rested without being still, and ready to go nowhere together. The word for this color doesn't exist. Somewhere between copper and kindness, leaves carry it from branch to ground, and we borrow a little for our cheeks. We find a cafe that understands hush, wood tables, soft lamps, patient cups. The music knows when to disappear, so we can hear the pages of our day. I tell you about a dream of water, you tell me about a day with no alarms. We trade them like postcards at the table, both stand, both addressed to us. Later a wine bar opens its gentle door. We step through and slow again. A glass like sunset, a glass like dusk, both of them kind and honest. We don't fix anything tonight. We don't try to be better than we are. We simply lean until our ankles match and call that love without ceremony. When we go, the sidewalk shines leaf light, a soft forgiving gold. We walk inside it as if blessed and carry a quiet home.
Yeah. Oh. A doorbell tings, a pocket of cinnamon air. We step from wind into the hush of a cafe. Autumn waiting on every tabletop like confetti of leaves. Menus chalk with loops that curl like smoke. Your coat shakes off the outside. My hands learn the geometry of steam. Milk makes galaxies in a dark cup. We travel without moving. The window fogs where your laugh touches it. We sign our names there with our breaths. Two ovals fading slow like gentle planets turning. shot that tastes like patience. I taste your name in it anyway. We talking little lanterns of detail. The book you almost finished, the song stuck to the back of your mind, the coat hook that always lights my scarf. Autumn leans closer to hear us. It smells like walnuts and good wood. Our boots dry by degrees, and the day decides we can stay. Later we migrate like swallows to a wine bar. Velvet shadows, bottles lit from within. Glasses thin as promises. A red that reminds me of rooftops after rain. A couple at the end of the counter argue softly, their hands still braided in the space between. We listen like considerate strangers, blessing them with silence and a nod. You say love is measured in unhurried minutes. I say the receipt is only paper. We owe the night more than numbers. We pay in attention and warm shoulders. When the streets open their little theaters, we walk through leaf light and taxi glow. Sharing the umbrella called our two hands. The cafe behind us, the wine bar ahead. October folding us into the pocket of itself. We choose the table that hums like a low chorus, near the glass, near the door, near the weather. Autumn keeps pressing its cheek to the pane, trying on every shade of gold it knows. Your coffee cools to the exact temperature of honesty. You stir once the circle closes. I break a sugar and watch it snow. Slow blizzard safe inside. The cafe coughs, laughter and steam. Someone sketches a skyline in foam. You read me headline fragments, I rewrite them softer in my head. Outside, a cyclist becomes a note held long. A dog writes his joy on the sidewalk. Leaves sign the names without letters. Big cursive, small endings. We practice the art of not fixing the day, letting it mend where it wants to. Threads of quiet slipping through, buttoning us too now. At dusk we graduate to a wine bar. Streetlights switching on like small decisions. A cork pops, fruit and fire in the air. We toast the city without spilling. The room is a pocket of velvet sound. A record faint behind the bottles. Your shoulder finds my shoulder and rests. We match like keys and keyholes. You tell me about the hours that bruised. I tell you about the ones that sang. Together they make a wrist pulse, steady as a stem in your hand. When we leave, rain has chosen its instrument. Soft brush on snare, no thunder. We hold the rhythm between our coats. Cups behind us, street lights ahead, and October nods as if we finally got it right. Stairs climb like questions to the sky. White walls hold pockets of dusk. Alhambra breeze above us, imagining kings. We are only two, but feel many. A cafe hides inside a bookstore. spines whisper past lives over tea. Your fingers stop at a travel poem. I stop at your fingers and stay. Outside, churros for the night in sugar. We dip them in chocolate like stars. Cinnamon becomes the weather, and we agree to forecast sweetness. Guitar strings from a hidden window. The street turns soft, almost carpet. We walk barefoot in our minds, letting the city touch our feet. By the river of fogs of wind runs, leaves scatter like a small applause. We bow to the ordinary miracle, you, me, October and time. And tile by tile, the barrios climb the dusk. Cathedrals outline themselves in bronze. We bring a corkscrew and a borrowed glass. The rooftop collects our secrets. Wind brushes your hair like soft guitar. Church bells spill their copper waves. We pour Rioja like a velvet river. You taste first, eyes closing to listen. A couple dances in a kitchen. Across there, window frames a private flamenco. We watch like we're watching the forecast, predicting fair weather for hearts somewhere. A siren turns into laughter somewhere. Pigeons rehearse being clouds. This city writes love notes and echoes and hands them to us folded warm. We say salute to the cooling night, to the long toast of October, to our two shadows leaning together, steady as bottles on the sill. There's a last call, kindness to the street. Shop fronts blinking goodnight. A cafe wiping circles into the counter, keeping a little warm for morning. We close our coats and open our thoughts. Low voices in easy pockets. Autumn clinking softly like bracelets. The city wearing its best hush. A wine bar beckons with a low-lit grin. Chalk letters leaning like old friends. We nod back and slip inside, strictly for research on comfort. Two small pours, one dark, one dusk. We taste roofs after rain and quiet porches. Your eyebrow says exactly. Mine agrees without a word. We talk about the names we never kept, plants that didn't make the summer. How love is also remembering to water and forgiving the weeks we forget. Around us, conversations fold like napkins, clean corners, no rush. The staff stacks plates and lullabies. We learn the harmony on instinct outside the cafe chairs, sleeping towers. We think of morning as a soft reset, another chance to stir sweetness in and sit and mean it. You draw a map on the table with the finger. Home one way, farther another. We choose the road lit by street pumpkins, jack-o'-lantern grins reflecting in puddles. The bartender slides us to waters. A benediction disguised as habit. We drink and suddenly everything clears. Edges soft, hearts definite when we step back into the night. October buttons our coats for us.
bucket list getting checked, and walk the quiet block by block, carrying the nightcap of this city. One cafe closing, one